Hey, my name is Timothy Mccaskill, 28 years old, from Rockingham, North Carolina, born and raised. Some of y'all know me as TR, T-Dot. Graduated from Richmond Senior High in 2007.
Your dreams, your ambitions, they're not real, they're fake, they're imaginative. You can never be those things that you envision, that you paint. Life is not art. You can't just paint it and watch it come alive. It's not real. Your vision it's not real.
It was back in 2014. I was at UNCG and I was playing basketball and I was chasing down a loose ball and I got elbowed in the mouth pretty bad, and I had to go to the hospital because it pushed my wisdom teeth down in my gums. So as I went to the hospital, while they was checking out my teeth, the doctor noticed a knot on my neck. So after him feeling around the knot on my neck, he told me, he was like, well, we could take care of the teeth, but you gotta go see a blood specialist ASAP. So me being me, I didn't take it really into consideration as nothing being too bad. I'm just thinking, okay, I got a lump on my neck, I don't know nothing about it. So I proceeds to go to the appointments they set for me. I had to take test after test, draw tissue, draw blood maybe 4 out of 5 times a week. And in the midst of all this, I'm walking back and forth from Spring Garden to Moses Cone every day, because at the point in time, me and the people I was staying with, we wasn't on good standing. So I eventually ended up moving back home. But the day I moved back home, I had to go visit the blood specialist, and her name was Dr. Khan. And whenever we walked in there, she just kept it all the way real with me. She said, I'm not gonna cut no corners. I'm not gonna feed it to you soft. She was like, you got cancer. And I mean, when I first heard that, the only thing I could do was cry. Because in my head, the first thing came to my mind was my grandma just passed from it. My granddad just passed from it. My aunt, she's battling it right now. My cousin, great friend Mojo, she was battling it. So when I found out, the only thing I could really do was really cry. I tried not to, but hearing news like that, I'm thinking, why me?
And how did you feel when they told you that?
To be honest, the first thing I thought in my mind was, why me? Like, what have I done to even deserve to have cancer? I mean, at that point in time, I didn't know many people that survived it or know many people that had it. Everybody I knew that had it had passed. So when I first heard it, the only thing I started thinking of was, how long will it be before it's my turn, to be honest.
And what was the treatment process like? What was the process and whole, like, getting into the treatment?
Well, at first, I had to go to the Duke Center because before I could start it, which when I found out I was stage 4, and for anybody that don't know, it's only 4 stages of cancer, and I was already to the max stage, so they was like, we got to start the therapy now. So I went to the Duke Center to get my qualifications and everything on what type of therapy I would have to take. And for almost a month straight, I couldn't do no chemo. I couldn't take no medicine because they said my heart and my lungs was too weak. So it took like a month to get started, but I had to go to Duke. I had to go to Laurinburg, to the cancer center out there. I had to go to Chapel Hill. It was many places I had to go just to get tested to see if I was even qualified for the treatments and the therapy because of how strong the medicine was.
And what type of cancer was it? And tell us about it, a little about the background of it.
Well, I had lymphoma, and I had non-Hodgkin's, and there's 2 types of lymphoma. It's Hodgkin's and non-Hodgkin's. Well, I had non-Hodgkin's, meaning that it was spreading throughout my body in every lymph node I had in my body. So it was from my neck down to my pelvis. And anybody that know anything about lymphoma, it's a lot of cases of lymphoma, but in the whole world, it's only like 5,000 cases of non-Hodgkin's a year. So it was a very rare type of case of cancer. And one thing about the non-Hodgkin's, they don't know how it comes about. They don't know what causes it. All they know is once it's attacked your lymph nodes, it spreads throughout your whole body.
So, what was the actual effect that it had on your body? How did you feel? How did it make you feel? Was it in pain?
Well, at first, I really didn't feel nothing. I had went down from like 170 to like 129. And at the point in time, I didn't notice it because I wasn't getting on a scale every day. But I had got small. Every day, I was just restless. Like, I didn't have the energy to do nothing. I couldn't eat. All I did was laid in the bed. It was times that I would get up, and it was like I was so weak that, you know, my mom or my friends or whoever was there had to help me do certain things. The only time it really got painful was whenever I had got my port put in, and like during the chemo, I started, like, I would be in the sun too much because that was my main goal. Like, I'm not gonna let it stop me from what I was doing. So it was times I would be in the sun too much, and it wasn't acting right with the chemo, and it would start burning my skin real bad. Like, I would be burning from head to toe real bad and things like that. So that's really about the only painful part of it. And I mean, it also turned my nails all the way black, my toenails all the way black. I didn't have no feelings in the front of my fingertips.
And this was a reaction from the chemo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you spoke on your mom. Like, who was there for you that helped you get through the whole process?
To be honest, the only person I can really say is my mom. I mean, I had people on Facebook, you know, all my Facebook friends and Instagram friends and things like that. They encouraged me, but it was my mom that she didn't miss not one day. She didn't miss not one day. Sometimes she was even risking her job to make sure she was there with me. Like, I remember the times I used to do my test, and I would look over sometimes, and my mama would be doing the same thing I'm doing, as if she's doing the test and as if she's the one had cancer. But it was my mom that was there, like, day in and day out. It was times she would wake me up out of my sleep. You gotta take this medicine, take this medicine. You gotta do this. We gotta do what the doctor said we gotta do. And she really, I mean, my family was there, but wasn't nobody there like my mama.
So she was your rock.
Yeah. Yeah, she was she really was. Like, if she even thought I was falling or lacking in what I was doing, she wouldn't let me do it. And I know it was probably plenty times she probably went in the room and cried, because it was times where she couldn't even touch me, you know what I mean? And it was times that where she couldn't even come in the room because my immune system was down so low. So it was times that I had to talk to her, like, through the door. Like, the door was what was stopping me from seeing her. But I mean, she never left. She never changed anything I needed. She was there. Anything she thought was wrong, she corrected it. Everything. Like, she was really my rock, for real, for real.
And how did this whole thing affect you mentally?
It just made me realize how short life is, you know. I mean, before I found out, I was living life really with no care in the world, you know. I was doing whatever I wanted to, talk to people any kind of way I wanted to, you know what I mean. I didn't really have no respect for a lot of people. I was in Greensboro, so I never really seen my family, but after going through it, it just lets me know a lot of things you can't take for granted, because just like that, it could be gone tomorrow. So, I mean, dealing with that situation, it matured me a lot to just let me know that, you know, you have to be a man first, you know what I mean? And you have to go about things the right way, because whatever you sow into this world, you're going to reap back from it.
What is the message that you would want people to get from your story?
Never give up. Never give up. No matter who say you can, no matter who say you can't, no matter if they tell you, oh, you too old, you too young, you too small, you too big. Never give up, because at the end of the day, you the only person that controls your destiny. You know, I mean, if I would have got down on myself in my cancer situation, then it's a possibility I wouldn't even be here right now, you know. And I mean, it's all about what you take out of it, you know what I mean? And that's one thing I never did. They said I was gonna lose my hair. I mean, I got a head full of hair. They said my beard was gonna fall out. You know, they said I wouldn't play football. I done played 4 seasons with 4 All-Stars. Done been the top 3 receivers in every league I done played in. You know, it don't matter what nobody else say, you know what I mean? Only you can tell people or show people what you really about. You know, it's a lot of people to these days now that get turned down because they're not qualified, or they not good enough, or they don't look the part, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that's just how they feel, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's how you see things and how you want things to go. You know, you just got to keep your head up. Don't look to the left, don't look to the right, but you got to keep your eyelids straight, because to the left and the right are those people that's going to tell you you can't do it, or tell you, oh, that might be out of reach for you. But I mean, as sitting right here on this couch right now, there's nobody that can tell me that I can't do something, because I beat probably one of the biggest murderers out here in this world, which is cancer, you know what I mean? So, I mean, as long as you put your mind to it, you got faith, and all you need is a little bit of faith. You know, if you got faith, then anything is possible. Anything.
So that was something that I really liked about it. You kept playing football through this whole thing. I knew that was something that was special to you. So elaborate on that.
Yeah, well, at the latter end of my chemo, you know, my doctor asked me, like, what do you like to do for fun? And I told him, I said, well, I haven't played football in a while, but that's my first love. And he was like, how would you feel if I told you you wouldn't be able to play no more? And I told him, I said, well, if you say that, I'm going to play regardless, because if it's my time to go or leave this earth, I'm going to leave happy. So he told me, well, it's a possibility that if you fall, you bump your head, you get hit, you know, it could cause a blood clot where we can't see it and you can bleed to death. Well, no, even though he said that, no matter what I did, my main goal on the field was, okay, I'm going to play, but I got to guard my body. I got to guard my head. I got to guard, you know, and in the midst of it, I started getting it back. I started working out. I started becoming faster. I started putting on a little bit of weight. And, you know, and it's like, even though he said I couldn't do it, once I stepped back on the field for my first football game, it's like everything that I have been through went out to my mind. I never forget, as we was getting ready for the football game, I got down on one knee and I actually cried a little bit. It was because, like, I really ain't supposed to be here. I ain't supposed to be on this field. I'm not supposed to be in this uniform. But it took coaches who had faith in me, the same faith that I had in myself. And it's like, now that's my main focus, football, to go back and play. And like I said, you know, playing in the leagues I've played in, it's a lot of guys that be like, you just beat cancer. You don't look like you beat cancer. You don't play like you beat cancer. Like, there's nothing about me that shows that I even dealt with the cancer. And that's how I keep it on the football field. Because, you know, people will make up excuses of why, oh, I let you do this because of that, and I let you do this because of that. But cancer really was the main thing that brought me back to my first love. And I mean, now that I'm back into it, like, I'm really trying to reach that main goal and just be able to go to different levels and different heights of playing football.
All right. So what could you tell that little girl, little boy, or adult that was just told that they do have cancer right now?
Just fight it. The Bible says laughter does good like medicine. You know, if you keep negativity around you, then your whole situation will become negative. If you keep positivity around you, then negativity don't have no way to even come in a situation, you know. And don't get me wrong, cancer is bad, but it's beatable. And I'm telling you, I'm a living witness. It's very beatable. So just because they said you had it, don't mean that cancer got you. And I used to tell my mama all the time, I might got cancer, but cancer don't got me. So regardless, if you just heard it, if you've been battling it, if you even think you got it, it's nothing to be scared of. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna bring out the true you in you. You know, and you just got to keep your head up, because if you look down, that's where you'll go. But if you look up is the only way you can go.
So you want to be inspiration?
Yeah, I really do. At one point in time, I was wishing I could travel and talk to teams and talk to players and talk to coaches, because a lot of times people take life and the things that they're good at for granted. You know, you may be good at football, but you don't play every play like it's your last. You know, you may be good at singing, but you don't sing like it's your last time singing. We take it for granted as if tomorrow is already promised when it's really not, you know. So it's just like, I want my story to be an inspiration to anybody, whether it's gaining weight, losing weight, defeating something, overcoming something. I just want my story to be an inspiration for everybody to know that as long as you have faith, you can defeat anything.
Okay. Well, what would you like to add for closing remarks?
I just like to say, like I said, you know, everybody that's out there doing something, I posted a quote today that, you know, and there's two different types of gaps. You know, people only see the gap from where they're at and where they want to go, but they forget the gap from where they at to where they came from. And one thing I just want to say, don't forget, just because you got battles in front of you, don't forget the victories that he already brought you through. You know what I mean? So don't let, because the mountain in front of you, make you lose faith or hope. Just look back at all the mountains you done crossed over, and I'm telling you, it'll be easy as pie. You'll be able to get through it, get around it, get over it, whichever way is comfortable for you. Just long as you have faith and believe in yourself. That's the number one thing. Have confidence. Believe in yourself. Don't let nobody tell you not. Don't let nobody tell you can't. Only believe that you can, and you is.
I never met a perfect person. I'm trying to be great, I've been working. Still watching niggas lurking. They know it's my time, I deserve it. I go hard every chance I get. I thank God every chance I get. I thank God every chance I get. I go hard every